The year 2000 marked a turning point in global geopolitics when Russia's newly elected president, Vladimir Putin, made his first official visit to China. Before this historic visit, the global landscape was teetering on the brink of change. The Cold War had ended, leaving a void in the global power structure. Russia, fresh from the collapse of the Soviet Union, was struggling to find its footing on the international stage. China, on the other hand, was on an economic upswing, slowly but surely emerging as a global superpower. The stage was set for a potential shift in global dynamics, and Putin's visit to China was the catalyst that would set things in motion. This trip was not simply a courtesy call from one leader to another. It was a strategic move, aimed at forging a new alliance in an increasingly polarized world. Putin's visit to China was his first foreign trip as Russia's president, signaling the importance he placed on the Sino-Russian relationship. Meeting with then-President Jiang Zemin, Putin was laying the groundwork for a relationship that would go on to define the geopolitics of the new millennium. The significance of this visit from a diplomatic and geopolitical perspective cannot be overstated. It was a clear message to the world that Russia and China were ready to step up, ready to take on a more prominent role on the global stage. This visit signaled a shift in alliances, a pivot towards the east, and a clear indication that both countries were ready to challenge the existing global power dynamics. But Putin's visit to China was not just about the present, it was about the future. It was about forging a strategic partnership, about leveraging mutual interests for mutual benefits. It was about economic cooperation, about political alignment, about shared security interests. It was about setting the stage for a future where Russia and China would emerge as significant global players. This visit was not just about diplomacy, it was a strategic move that would shape the world for decades to come. Putin's meeting with then-President Jiang Zemin was the cornerstone of this historic visit. A palpable sense of anticipation hung in the air as Putin, the newly minted Russian president in the year 2000, prepared to meet Jiang Zemin, the president of China. This was not just a meeting between two leaders, it was a meeting between two nations, both rich in history and culture, both seeking to chart a course for a future filled with cooperation and mutual benefit. As Putin and Jiang Zemin sat down for their discussion, it was clear that this was no ordinary diplomatic engagement. The conversation was far-reaching and comprehensive, covering a range of issues from economic cooperation to security concerns, from cultural exchange to international justice. It was a meeting of minds, a confluence of ideas, a dialogue that was set to shape the course of bilateral relations between Russia and China for decades to come. The meeting was marked by a sense of mutual respect and shared vision. Putin, ever the astute diplomat, recognized the value of a strong relationship with China, and Jiang Zemin, in turn, was receptive to Putin's overtures. The atmosphere was cordial, the discussion was frank, and the outcome, as we would later find out, was a testament to the power of diplomacy when it is guided by a genuine desire for peace and cooperation. The key issues on the table were many and varied, from exploring avenues for economic cooperation to addressing shared security concerns, from fostering cultural exchanges to discussing the contours of international justice. The meeting was as much about the details as it was about the big picture. The agreements made during this meeting, though not detailed publicly at the time, would go on to form the bedrock of the enduring partnership between Russia and China. Their meeting was a testament to the shared vision and mutual respect between the two nations. As the meeting concluded, it was clear that Putin's first visit to China had set the stage for a new chapter in Sino-Russian relations, a chapter marked by mutual respect, shared vision, and a commitment to cooperation in the pursuit of common goals. Behind the diplomatic pleasantries, concrete agreements were being made that would have far-reaching implications. This is where the real meat of Putin's visit lies. In the hallowed halls of Beijing's Great Hall of the People, Putin and then-President Jiang Zemin were not only exchanging pleasantries, but also signing agreements that would shape the course of Russia-China relations for the next 2 decades. The first of these was an agreement on mutual notification of missile launches. This pact was a clear sign of the growing trust between the two nations. It was a commitment to transparency, to prevent misunderstandings that could escalate into conflict. This agreement still holds today, a testament to its enduring significance. Another key agreement was the Treaty of Good Neighborliness and Friendly Cooperation. This treaty, signed a year later in 2001, was a direct result of the groundwork laid during Putin's first visit. It emphasized mutual respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, mutual non-aggression and non-interference in each other's internal affairs. These principles have remained the bedrock of the Russia-China relationship. But perhaps the most significant agreement was the decision to demarcate the eastern part of the Russia-China border. This decision resolved a long-standing dispute and removed a major obstacle to closer ties. It signaled a willingness to put historical grievances aside and focus on building a shared future. The agreements made during Putin's first visit to China were not just about diplomacy, they were about economics too. Putin's visit led to increased trade and investment between the two countries. From energy deals to infrastructure projects, the economic ties forged during this visit have grown exponentially. These agreements were not just words on paper, they were commitments that have shaped the trajectory of Russia-China relations. They set the tone for a relationship based on mutual respect and beneficial cooperation. And as we've seen over the past 2 decades, they have had a profound and lasting impact on the geopolitical landscape. The echoes of Putin's visit to China in 2000 can still be heard today. The aftermath of this diplomatic venture was nothing short of significant. It set the stage for a new era of strengthened Russia-China relations, drawing a broader sketch of the global geopolitical landscape that we're familiar with today. In the immediate aftermath, policy decisions and diplomatic ties between the two nations underwent a radical transformation. The visit served as a catalyst, sparking a chain of events that would redefine the dynamics of their relationship. This newfound camaraderie extended beyond political rhetoric, permeating various sectors including trade, technology, and defense. The visit had a profound impact on Russia's foreign policy. It marked a shift in Russia's strategic focus towards the East, a trend that has been observed consistently in the years following the visit. The strengthening of ties with China served as a counterbalance to Russia's relations with the West. And this strategic maneuvering has been crucial in positioning Russia on the world stage. The ripple effects were also felt in China. The visit bolstered China's confidence on the international stage and strengthened its position as a global powerhouse. The strengthened alliance with Russia provided China with an important strategic partner, contributing to its rising influence in global affairs. The diplomatic ripples also extended to other countries. The United States, Japan, and South Korea, for instance, became more wary of the growing alliance between Russia and China. Their concerns centered around potential arms deals and the implications of a stronger Russia-China alliance for global security. The echoes of Putin's visit to China in 2000 reverberated far beyond the confines of the meeting room. The visit was not just a historic event. It was a catalyst that set in motion a series of events that would shape the course of global geopolitics. The ripple effect of Putin's 2000 visit to China continues to shape the global geopolitical landscape. 24 years on, the legacy of Putin's first visit to China is still evident in today's world. Vladimir Putin's initial trip to China in the year 2000 was more than just a diplomatic visit. It was a strategic move that laid the foundation for a robust alliance between two of the world's most powerful nations. The ripple effects of this visit have been felt in global geopolitics, shaping the course of international events and transforming the dynamics of power. The strengthened ties between Russia and China have been a significant factor in creating a multipolar world, a global order characterized by multiple superpowers. This shift has brought about a reconfiguration of alliances, challenging the unipolar world order that was dominated by the United States. The economic collaboration between Russia and China has also grown exponentially since Putin's first visit. From energy deals to joint infrastructure projects, the two nations have found common ground in their shared desire for economic prosperity. They have effectively used their economic cooperation as a tool for geopolitical influence, creating a powerful bloc that counters Western economic dominance. Moreover, Putin's visit has had a profound influence on the diplomatic landscape. The strong Russia-China alliance has given both nations an increased bargaining power in international negotiations. This has been particularly evident in their joint stance on various global issues ranging from climate change to regional conflicts. Furthermore, the visit has had a lasting impact on the military cooperation between the two nations. Regular joint military exercises and increased arms trade have become a norm, enhancing their combined military prowess and strategic capabilities. The legacy of Putin's visit extends beyond bilateral relations. It has influenced the strategic decisions of other nations, prompting them to reassess their foreign policies and alliances. This is evident in the way global powers are navigating their relations with both Russia and China, often with a sense of caution and strategic calculation. In conclusion, Putin's first visit to China has had far-reaching implications. It has not only strengthened the Russia-China bond, but also triggered a realignment of global power structures. The visit's legacy continues to shape the international landscape, altering the course of global events and redefining the dynamics of power. Putin's first visit to China, a diplomatic milestone, continues to shape the world as we know it.